So, what if I told you that the secret to learning multiple languages came from someone who thought she was a total failure at it? It sounds crazy, right? Well, today we're diving into the polyglot's secret formula.
You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a textbook, listening to a recording, and you just feel like your brain is not built for this stuff. It really makes you wonder, is there some kind of special gift for languages that some people just have?
Well, meet Cato Lomb. She was one of history's most impressive polyglots. We're talking about a woman who worked as an interpreter in 16 different languages. And her starting point? In her own words, I regarded myself as a foreign language flop. Yeah, not exactly what you'd expect from a language master, is it?
Her entire story just completely shatters our ideas about what it takes to learn. So let's start right there by digging into her first big idea, the myth of talent.
See, Lom's story is so powerful because she was genuinely convinced she had zero talent for languages. As a kid, she made all those classic cringy mistakes. It got so bad she actually gave up and decided to study chemistry instead. So how on earth does a self-proclaimed flop become a professional interpreter in 16 languages? Well, she tells us point blank. She just didn't buy into the idea of some innate ability for languages. Her whole life's mission, as she put it, was to demystify language learning and prove that literally anyone could do it. So the big takeaway here is it's a skill you build, not some superpower you're born with.
Okay, so that brings us to the really good stuff. How did she do it? What was her actual method? Let's break down Lomb's success formula.
I just love this metaphor she used. A foreign language is a castle. It is advisable to besiege it from all directions. Think about that. It's not about finding one secret password to get in. It's about a full-on, multi-pronged attack with books, radio, movies, conversations, whatever you can get your hands on.
And she even boiled it all down into this really elegant little formula. Your result equals the time you invest plus your motivation, all of that divided by your inhibition. Now, look closely at that equation. What's the one thing holding you back? It's not a lack of talent. It's that fear of making a mistake, of sounding silly. It's inhibition.
So if you can just lower that fear and put in the time, what do you actually do? Well, let's look at what Lomb considered your single most powerful tool.
That's it. One word. Her number one, non-negotiable piece of advice. The key to laying siege to that castle was simply to read a lot.
But her method for reading was totally different from what you learn in school. First, she said to start immediately, like from day one. Don't wait till you're ready. Second, and this is so important, pick something you actually love to read. A novel, a comic book, anything. Third, and this is going to sound wild, skip the words you don't know. Just power through. Looking up every single word just kills you momentum. And finally, you got to trust the context. You'll be surprised how much you can figure out naturally, just from the story itself.
And this just perfectly sums up her whole philosophy on rules. She believed you should learn grammar from the language, not the other way around. You soak up the patterns and the structures by actually using the language, by reading real stuff, kind of like how you learned your first language. You didn't start with a grammar textbook, did you?
Okay, so that's the core technique. Now, how did she turn this into something you can actually do every single day? Let's talk about making it a habit.
Lomb's advice was just to weave language into the fabric of your life. Find ways to connect it to your job or your hobbies. Spend maybe 10 minutes a day just having a little chat with yourself. She called this an autolog. For fun, try translating signs or ads you see on the street. And here's a big one. Don't force it. If you're tired of reading, just switch to listening to some music. The key is to keep it fresh and enjoyable.
Now, as you're learning, you're absolutely going to run into these things called false friends. They're words that look or sound almost the same in different languages, but mean totally different things. Like in Spanish, burro sounds like the Italian word for butter, but it actually means donkey. It's a funny little reminder that language is always full of surprises.
And all of this, the reading, the habits, even the funny mistakes, it all leads to the final and maybe the most important piece of her entire philosophy, learning with joy.
This quote right here just sums it all up, doesn't it? Study has never been a burden for me, but always an inexhaustible source of joy. If what you're doing feels like a chore, you're probably doing it wrong. That motivation part of her formula has to come from genuine curiosity and fun.
And that brings us to the ultimate takeaway from all this. The goal is connection, not perfection. It's about understanding someone and having them understand you. It's not about having flawless grammar from the get-go, so just let go of that inhibition. It's okay to make mistakes.
So with all that in mind, I'm going to leave you with her amazing metaphor, but turned into a question just for you. What castle will you besiege first?